12 candidates. All around Sheldon, the Year 11 team work hard to create the greatest leavers ball ever. Gerard McMahon, notoriously uncompromising and hard to please. On offer, a teaching job in Qatar.
Where's your brain? You haven't got a bloody clue.
With the nation's most demanding headmaster. The candidates will have to work together to achieve their goal.
Struggling to fire before we go. Come on, lads, hurry up! Yeah, I mean, we've got work to do here.
Because I haven't got a clue!
You're fired. You're fired. You're fired.
Mahatma Gandhi. Me and him have got a lot in common. In fact, we're inseparable, apart from the fact that he bases all his ideologies on peaceful resolution, whereas I believe in crushing my opponent, whatever the cost. Also, terrible sandals.
Good morning, Year 11 team.
Good morning, Mr. McMahon.
Right, I have invited you here to the Sheldon Sixth Form Centre. It represents design and creativity at its best. It represents what's best about Sheldon School and what I have achieved in my 8 years at Sheldon. Now, your task is to design a brilliant Year 11 ball. I am going to divide you into 2 teams, boys and girls. I want to see from you that great creativity that's gone into designing this building. Over the next few days, you will complete your task, you'll come back to the boardroom, and after you've made your presentation, one of you will be fired.
The Year 11 ball is the highlight of the school calendar. Anticipation is fever pitch. Expectations high.
Why am I the perfect candidate? Well, goes without saying. I'm the most logical in the team, obviously the most brightest. I've done the calculations, and there's no doubt about it. The best probability is me.
So why should I be the apprentice? You know, I'm organised, enthusiastic, and I'm punctual.
Mr. Watts?
Yeah?
You meant to be teaching right now?
Teaching?
First task, a group name.
That was interesting, wasn't
This looks okay actually, guys. Yeah, I'm the ideal candidate. I'm a man of few words, but quite simply, I am the reflection of perfection. Right, chat, has anyone seen Watsy, boys?
No.
Right, I'm a bit anxious about time,
Yeah,
but
we go.
we've got a lot to do. We'll just make a start.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll go without it. Okay. Right, okay. We are pressed, lads, we need to get cracking. Before we can actually get onto the task, we need a team name. And then this can really help us on the task. It can be a real help or a bit of a hindrance. So, has anyone got a good name for us? Yes, James.
He's a legend. He's the king. He's a success. Everybody knows him. Oh, Team Williams.
Well, thanks, James. If we put that on the maybe list for now, and we'll just see if anyone else has got any ideas on a name. Lads?
Well, the thing about a name is it's not just a name, is it? I mean, it means more than a name. I mean, it represents...
Right, thanks, guys. If I just take over a second. If we're going to succeed on this task, lads, it's going to be all about friendship. Friendship is the key. So, what about this? BFFL.
BFFL?
BFFL.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah.
Team BFFL. Okay, the task itself, lads, we've got to plan the levers wall. I think the first thing we need is a theme for the entire evening. Has anyone got any ideas?
Well, something I think I have heard of working before. How about Star Wars theme?
It's a good idea. I just can't seem to visualise it.
Okay, thanks Mr McClory. I think that's our best idea so far. Any others?
I got an idea. How about masquerade?
Thanks for that, Mr Rollins. Let's not say no now. It's on the list. Any others?
How about wrestlers?
Easy, easy, easy.
If you ask me, there are too many clowns and not enough ringmasters in this operation.
Thanks Mr Watts. Yeah, more good ideas coming. Any more? Task started really well. Some really good ideas coming out. But more importantly, we're building some really good relationships and the boys are really getting on well together. I think we're going to sail through this task, to be honest now.
You don't stand still and shove this right up your arse.
Look, it's all gone a bit weird now. We don't want to look stupid at the end of the day. I know our youth, and I think I do. They're going to love country and western.
Western's good. But how would it work? Okay, everyone ready? 5, 6, 7, 8.
It's time to begin, now count it in. 5, 6, 7, 8.
My boots good baby is driving me crazy. My obsession from a western. My dance floor date. My rodeo, Romeo. A cowboy got from head to toe. Wanna make you mine, better get in line. 5, 6, 7, 8.
Right, boys, well done. I think we've got our idea there. Country and western theme. But one thing is troubling me. What have you come as?
Well, yeah, mate. My mate's a builder. He's a right cowboy.
Boys, the ideas was cowboys and line dancing. Look at you, all like the blooming village people.
Meanwhile, the girls must select a leader.
Okay, so who wants to be project manager? Anyone? Okay, in that case I'm happy to put myself forward as project manager. Everyone knows that behind every good man is a great woman. That Knowles guy may be the face of this year team, but everyone knows that I make the decisions and this is my time to prove myself. So, I'm project manager. First I need to decide a name.
How about you sing?
I like it.
As in, you sing bold, fast, electric, that'd be us.
That's a terrible idea.
How about glitz and glamour?
OMG, I love it.
Yeah, that's brilliant, isn't it? Me too.
No, I don't like that.
No, you don't like anything.
Okay, so let's take a vote. Hands up, team elite. And get some glamour. Alright, now we get a theme.
How about?
High school musical yay! Okay, yeah, my things, but
I think not doing High School Musical is a really big mistake. It would have been A-C-E! How about a nautical theme? I think that would be a brilliant theme. I'm sure you're going to enjoy that.
yeah, you can see how it's creative
And colour.
logistically challenging, though, I think. A little bit difficult.
I don't know why they didn't go with my snorkeling idea. I think it would have been great.
Okay, I've listened to your ideas. But actually, I'm going to go for a different idea. I've got a really, really good idea. I'm really down with what's going on with the kids, and I know what they want, and I think what they really enjoy is circus skills. No, it's great. Honestly, it'll be great. We'll have mime artists, we'll have jugglers, we'll have acrobats. It'll be great. It'll be absolutely great.
No, I don't like it.
Well, I'm project manager, and I say we go for circus.
If this is anything to go by, I can't see Sheldon having a female leader for a very long time to come.
The circus idea is going to be great. I'm really excited.
Oh, I think the circus idea is going to be a complete flop. I mean, where's the idea come from? Lions and tigers. How ridiculous is that? There must be a better idea somewhere. I don't think she's that good. I think we ought to think about another idea.
Team Glitz and Glamour? More like Team Win.
Night of the ball, and numbers are low.
£40. Balloons are nice.
Guys, I think it's time to leave.
Hey, someone's here, brilliant! Alright guys, you're a bit early, but don't worry, more people coming, let's go! Come on in, you go! Here we go! Woo!
That looks just like Adam.
Hello, I'm Adam.
It was a complete disaster. I mean, it's what happens when you put a PE teacher in charge of prom.
A waste of 40 quid. Total disaster. I've wasted a whole year for this. I just don't want to talk about it.
This has been the best night of my life!
Mrs. Lee, can you send them in? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. McMahon.
Right, well, the point of this was to see which team did the best job of planning the Year 11 ball. Boys, who was your team leader?
I was, Mr. McMahon.
And boys, was he a good team leader? Craig, I see you shaking your head there. Did you think he was a good team leader?
I must be honest, Mr. McMahon, no, I didn't.
Why, Craig? What seemed to be the problem?
Well, I think the theme was a complete non-starter from start to finish.
Well, hang on a minute. You didn't say anything at the time. In fact, I remember you got well stuck into the line dancing.
To be fair, Mr. McMahon, I think we all got into the line dancing, but that was just because we had to try and make the most of what was, to be honest, a disastrous situation.
OK, we've heard what you think. Carl, James, Paul, do you think he was a good team leader?
He was a dreadful team leader, bad communicator. I could have done a much better job.
Well, for me, Mr. McMahon, it was his organisation.
But didn't I hear back from Mr. Beeman that your organisation was very poor as well, Paul? Weren't you off parading in front of the camera when you were meant to be organising the team?
I think Jack Mason's probably more organised than that team.
And what about you, James? You've been very quiet throughout all this.
He didn't do a bad job. He didn't do a good job. It isn't even a case of good or the bad, but more the ugly.
Right, OK. Simon, not exactly an overwhelming vote of confidence in your ability. Girls, who was your team leader?
That was me, Mr. McMahon.
And girls, good team leader?
No.
Joe, you were very quick to burst in there with no.
The whole thing was a complete nightmare from start to finish. I have to say, it was the worst few days of my life.
OK, Joe, don't hold back.
The decisions made were shocking. I didn't think anyone came up with a half-decent suggestion.
You didn't exactly contribute anything positive yourself, did you? In fact, they say we're in a drought now, and I think that maybe, Joe, you're responsible for that. You certainly drained all the life out of your team.
Steph, on the other hand, you were very enthusiastic. When I asked just now if Sean was a good team leader, you were nodding like a dog in a window.
Yeah, I thought she was great. Fantastic. I mean, loads of great ideas. Really, really good. It was brilliant.
Right, OK. Jane, Rosie, what do you think?
Well, she was good. She tried to be a good motivator, but to be honest, the idea was just really naff.
Rosie?
I felt I had a lot of good ideas. High School Musical would have been brilliant. But she felt Circus Theme was going to be better.
Because it was better.
Well, actually, Sean, it wasn't better. In fact, I'd go as far as to say it was a shambles. It was idiotic. I'd go as far to say that you lost your brain on this task. And the country and western theme certainly wasn't any better. What made you lot think that our Year 11 boys would want to go line dancing? It was like a group playing cowboys and Indians, only without the Indians.
Really, the whole thing was a complete disaster.
Usually at this stage we find out who the winning team was and someone from the losing team gets fired. But actually, because it was such a shambles, I'm going to ask you all one by one to tell me why you think you shouldn't get fired and who you think should get fired.
Well, Sean should definitely get fired. What a ridiculous idea. Lions and tigers.
I think Joel should get fired because he's so negative.
Sean?
Yeah, I agree with Constantine. I think Jo should certainly get fired. She's so negative. And really, when you're working with clowns, the only thing you're going to come up with is a circus.
Craig, what about you?
Well, I think that the line dancing idea was a non-starter, so I think Tom should get fired for coming up with the idea and Simon for project leader for backing it.
So Tom, what do you think?
I think that's a load of rubbish. I was the only one to come up with any decent ideas, valid ideas, and I think Craig should definitely get fired because he thinks he's a Jedi Knight and he's not, he's a plonker.
I should absolutely not be fired for this task. I was the only one with any kind of direction. Carl should be fired. He was the spanner in our works, a tool.
OK, I've listened to what you've all got to say and I don't want to hear another single word from any of you. Carl, from any of you. Sean, it seemed as if you bulldozed this circus idea through even though some much better ideas were put to you. Simon, you forgot that you were meant to be planning a ball here. Your desire to get jiggy with it and go line dancing got the better of you. The two of you have made this a tough decision, and I'm really beginning to think that maybe the two of you should go. But, because you should have known better, Simon, I'm afraid you're fired.
Today, terrible decision. Ever since he found out about that job in Qatar, McMahon's lost the plot. Joke.
The search for Mr. McMahon's apprentice continues.
Actually, Jared, you're fired.
Thank you for the opportunity, Mr. Spadell.